I've already done a video showing you everything that I plan to do to this guitar, and I've already done one installment of a, well, we'll just say 3-part series showing how to drill and install this true temperament neck. Today, I'm gonna get a soldering lesson and you get to follow along. Welcome back, I'm Tony and I've been working on this beauty for a little while. This is a 2000s, I think it's around 2000, 2002, made in Mexico Stratocaster that I acquired when I was working in radio. Back then, a record rep came in and said, if you play this record by the band Default, then I'll give you this guitar to do as a giveaway. I was like, oh, we were gonna play it anyway. So we played it, I got the guitar. That's why we've got signatures on here. That's one of the last things that I wanna do is try to completely remove those. But last week we showed you how to drill and install this true temperament neck, how to deal with the nut and, put a nut on it and all that kind of stuff. You can watch that at the link that's popping up right here. Today we're going to be installing a new output jack, which means I'll have to do some soldering. And technically I wouldn't have to because this is the Seymour Duncan Triple Rail loaded pickguard with liberator system, meaning it's solderless, but why not? I need to learn soldering and there may be some tips in here that you haven't seen before. Also, I did install a VegaTrem on here. I'm not going to go through the entire install process in this series of videos because I've already done 3 install videos for VegaTrems. I love them very much. The 2-point, the 4-point, and the telly. So if you want to watch those, I'll put links down in the description on how to install it. But in this video, I will give you some tips on how to intonate it and adjust your saddle height. Well, let's roll. All right, we're going to pull off that pickguard now and see if there's any surprises underneath there. Let's see. Oh man, look how nice that is. And what's the routing here for?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. It could have been, markers for the, I don't know. I don't know if they would be doing CNCs back then. I guess they would.
No, this says May 28th, 2000 for this pickguard. Very clean looking, but man, look at the inside of that. It's clean, man. You just don't see that often. All right, so what's the first thing we need to do here, Jason, to get this off of here? We've got to, this is your ground wire.
Yep, we got to desolder.
Desolder that, and then desolder the output jack, correct?
That's right.
All right, well, let's get to that. I'm gonna do a little setup and we'll come back to this. All right, so the loaded pickguard that I have did come with this from Switchcraft, but talking to Jason, that totally makes sense what you were talking about. Bring this up to the camera real quick here so we can see it. No, let me see back here. So this one is from who now?
Pure Tone.
Pure Tone, and it's got 4 prongs on this, so it's like locking that plug in there, right?
Yeah, they don't come out.
So that's an upgrade, I like that. Well, let's do that.
Sweet.
All right, so desoldering is what we're gonna do here. What do I need to do first?
We're gonna take some of this copper mesh and we're gonna place it on here. We're going to heat this up and it's going to suck up some of this solder and that should allow us to just pop these off pretty easily. Okay. You don't really need this, but hey, it's a nice touch.
It's helpful. So we're going to take off this one, and that one, right?
That's correct. And we're also doing this because if you ever want to reuse this piece,
which I might,
all you have to do is resolder it, but you're not going to want to leave all that sitting there.
Okay, cool. So you're going to guide me and I'm going to do it, right?
Sure. Grab your solder.
All right. And that stuff. And I'm going to what? Lay it on top of there.
Just lay it on top and press down on it. And I'd say use more of the flat of the soldering iron.
Okay.
Yep. It's just going to start sucking it up, and as it turns silver, we're going to move down to a fresh spot and do it again. And that's probably enough at this point. Go ahead and pull that off, and we're going to start heating up that joint.
Right on the joint? Like that?
Right on the joint, and we're going to just start pulling that wire. Just pick one and start pulling on it.
And how hot is this iron?
It's fairly hot. Now, if it doesn't want to go, grab some flux.
All right, so we put a little bit of flux on here. Just rolling it across, right? Like that?
Yep. And I'd say just, yep, and just keep pulling. Pull up. Is she coming?
Starting to. There we go.
There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing with the white. And we're going to actually touch the back side. Should be all right. The heat will transfer through.
All right, so they wrapped this around So it's on there real good and tight. So we're going to use this to try to get a little bit more.
And get a fresh spot. We're just going to keep on letting that suck up all of the solder.
So that's what the mesh does, is it pulls that out of there, huh?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's good stuff.
That's a good tip. I just saw a bunch of it suck up in there, so let's see.
And now we're going to heat it up, and we're going to start to pull. Yep, now you know. Bingo. That's it.
All right. So is there anything I need to know as far as, you know, heating this stuff up, it's not going to damage the pot, or?
It will if you heat it up a lot.
Okay.
But to tell you the truth, it's going to have to get through a lot of solder before it gets to the pot.
Okay, great. So we just need to desolder that, right?
Bingo.
And we'll use the mesh
And
again.
to tell you the truth, I mean, we don't really need to desolder. Yeah, we can just cut it off.
Well, that sounds good. We'll cut that off and we'll come back when we got to the next step. All right, so I'm not coming into this cold. Jason did help me out. We had a little tutorial before this, but I'll just run you through how I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I want to get some flux on here. So I'm just going to stick that in there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with this blue wire. And then I'm going to take the solder and the soldering iron. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of solder on here. And then I'm just going to touch that to the wire. Same thing with the other one. Okay. Now, I also want to put some flux on the points where I'm actually going to connect it. Now, Jason, does it matter which one is which here for positive? And, yeah, it does.
It does.
That's your negative, and that's your positive.
That whichever one is connected to the ring. So this is going to be your negative, and this is your positive, and we're going to go blue for negative and
yellow for
positive.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to put some flux on these. I'm just kind of paint it on there. Oh, the plunger.
They fill those so full that you can't actually get the plunger in until you've used up a little bit of it.
Easier said than done. Okay, then we're going to take this. See if I remember it now. I'm going to put more of it on here. We need a good amount this time. And you said the yellow is this one?
Yep, we're going to pre-tin the leads.
Pre-tin the lead. I'm going to paint that on there like that. That's dripping down. And then
touch it to it and let the magic happen. It's that easy.
That's on there. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this one now. Jason's like, I'm not answering you, man. You got to get that right yourself.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then pre-tin that.
Yep.
It's not sticking real well. Does that mean I don't have enough flux?
That's exactly right. And that's why flux is like the queen of soldering.
I gotcha.
If you're ever soldering and everything is going wrong, it's because you don't have enough flux.
It's like the flux capacitor.
And now we just have to hold it there until it is done drying. There you go.
Let's check it. She's tight.
Nice.
So technically with this, I really didn't need to learn how to solder at all, but now I have, which is great because I've got a bunch of other stuff. But this is a solderless connection here. They call it the Liberator. And actually what you can do is solderless for swapping your pickups, although I don't know that I would want to mess with all that. But this is what we're going to be connecting that jack and our ground to. And they do have an easy to follow diagram right there. Or is it easy?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
All right, so we're gonna go blue, black, yellow on here. according to the diagram. Put this first one in there. Where'd my little screwdriver go? Did you see? Right here. We'll just tighten that down. Boy, that does make it a lot easier. Nice. Blue, black.
I think yellow's going to be the problem child. The last one always is.
And then yellow. Two-person job.
We'll tighten it down and give it a little tug.
They're all in there.
That's it.
Ah, well, we run into our first problem. This has an overhang that the Strat neck doesn't.
Yep, so we'll have to go in underneath this direction first. And if not, then we can pull the neck back off or loosen it up a little bit. And now that we've cleaned those holes out, we can actually lift this up just a little bit.
Yeah, we probably want to do that.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
One thing I did want to show you as far as setup on a VegaTrem that I haven't shown in a previous video for the VegaTrem is in order to change your intonation or your string height for the saddle, you're going to need to loosen that set screw right there that locks that bridge piece or that saddle piece in place. Of course, it comes with both wrenches, so before you do anything, you want to loosen up that string just a little bit, let that tension off of it. And then we're going to loosen up this. Okay, and then there's a set screw on the back right there you could use to adjust your intonation. But you'll use these screws right here and the smaller Allen wrench that's in there to either raise or lower. And that's how you set that up for intonation and for your saddle height. So there we go. One of the most important things that I wanted to learn in this process was soldering, because it's just been one of those things. I soldered a little bit when I was a kid, that kind of thing. But when it comes to my guitars, I just never felt confident in doing that. But now I do, and oh man, that's just opening up the floodgates for me. So I'm going to be doing a lot more mods. There is one more part of this series to do. I still have not put string trees on here. I haven't decided which ones to use. And really, how do I decide? I don't really know how to put them on. I didn't ask Jason because I wanted to leave that up to you guys. Maybe you can help me out. Of course, if I don't find out from you, I'll go back to Jason and we'll get it done. And then I'll do a full demo with this thing. And if there's anything else that I needed to do on this, I'll let you know. I still have a little bit of setup that I want to do on this guitar just to get it dialed in perfectly. And of course, learn whatever I need to learn about true temperament before I go and do a demo for you. But we will do that very soon. I may want to look at redoing the nut as well because I'm not sure I chose the exact right one. If you look at this string right here, I'll just show you a picture so you can see. I mean, it's just barely sitting on top of that nut slot. So those of you that know more about that, let me know down in the comments on that as well. The next video that I do on this guitar will be showing you how it sounds and plays, and man, I'm looking forward to that. Well, hopefully you were able to gain some knowledge from that or just entertainment. Either way, I'm learning, man, I'm learning, and I'm not afraid to ask if I need help. So that's where we are so far with this Super Strat build, and I just really appreciate you guys following along. And I thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. Click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. If you have any other suggestions for this guitar or other mods that I might do, because one of the things I'm going to be doing soon is installing a Nordic pickup on this guitar right here. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, just leave that down in the comments. And that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.